the easiest time to add insult to injury is when you're signing someone's cast.
Grab a jam, I swear, this is down. It's my podcast. This guy's insane. Rock your brain. It's just a sound. A Steve here about.
Schmack-a-magob, it's time for yet another VR Vault. And it's part 2 of the Pantera discography. We did 1990 to, when was Trendkill? I mean, no, Trendkill's next. 1990 and 94, I believe, was the Far Beyond Driven album. So now, James and I, James West, the mighty James West, we'll now go through Great Southern Trendkill, the live album, and Reinventing the Steel, and I guess some stuff in between, and something from the vault at the very end. So, hey, without further ado, let's get into the discussion. Here's part 2 of Pantera, 1990 to 2000. Then we go into 1996, the Great Southern Trendkill. Oh, boy. I mean, again, this album, Far Beyond Driven may be my favorite, but this album does not lack anything. It is it's still very heavy. It's just a fucking awesome album. And, boy, I remember buying this and saying, God damn, man, this band doesn't let up. They're not mellowing out here. They're keeping, the sledge to the fucking ground. And, and this is also kind of like a cry out to fuck your grunge and fuck your trends and,
rap metal bullshit.
Yeah, all that shit. Fuck your magazines and fuck your long dead plastic scene. Pierce a new hole. If hell was in, you'd give your soul to the great Southern Trendkill. Fucking awesome. And that song, dude. The way to start the album with that scream and it's like, dude, these guys don't fuck around, man. And God, I love that title track. And I gotta say, man, maybe you would know, but I don't think they've ever performed that live.
Man, I could swear to you, I've seen them do it on the 101 Proof tour here in Fayetteville.
Oh, okay.
Because we were looking to see if they would play that song, and I'm pretty positive that they did play it that night. And I haven't seen footage of them playing it too much either, but man, I clearly remember them playing it that night. Maybe we just lucked out or something and they decided to try it that one night. I don't know, but I can't find too much footage of them doing this song, but I could swear they played it, man. And this song starts out just like Far Beyond Driven, just goes right into it, man. And it's just like the rattlesnake on the cover. It just truly represents what this album and song does to your eyes and ears, dude. It's just fucking vicious, nasty, and brutal. They said they would keep getting heavier again for this album to come out. We're like, damn, man, how can they get any heavier than Far Beyond Driven? I think moments on this album, on a certain couple songs, they actually did somehow. And, man, they just destroyed it right out of the gate. This is a great opening song. I used to have this set as my alarm. I just couldn't take it no more, dude. I had to change it because you just in a dead sleep and all of a sudden, rah!
Yeah.
Dude,
what a way to wake up.
Yeah, after a while I was like, nah, I gotta change that shit. It's fucking too brutal for me because when I first wake up, I don't want to hear a lot of nothing, man. I just gotta have silence and leave me alone for a good 30, 45 minutes. Let me get my caffeine, nicotine, sugar fix, and I'm good in an hour.
Nice. Yeah, dude, this the Great Southern Trendkill, the song, it was to me at the time, it couldn't have come at a better time for me because, dude, I'm metal, dude. I mean, love different types of music, but it all takes a backseat to metal. But during this time, you know, I did like some of the, Entombed. I liked Angel Dust, and but these are bands that weren't easily accessible. They weren't
Right,
popular. They weren't on MTV. They weren't, really, all you had there was, I think of that song. I don't even know how it goes. Like, I can be your Superman or shit like that. That, you know, that fucking popular mid '90s garbage. That was like, I wouldn't say
right.
grunge, but it was like, post grunge, kind of, Creed. I don't know if Creed was out yet, but it sounded like Creed.
Yeah, 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 yeah. Kind of that shit. I fucking hate Creed and
Yeah,
fucking Linkin Park and all that bullshit that was coming out around then, dude. Especially Creed. Fuck them.
yeah, all that shit was garbage, and it was very popular. I remember going to clubs, with my friends, and the rock clubs I used to go to, and I'd hear this shit. I wish I could
Yeah.
remember that song. I can be your Superman, some shit like that.
I can be,
And,
yeah, I know what you're
you know,
talking
song I'm
about.
talking about. I mean, all songs
Yeah,
kind of sounded like that. And
yeah,
how about this one? Glycerine,
yeah. Oh, I fucking hate
Bush.
Bush. I
Oh
hate
my
Bush, dude.
God, man. All that shit
Fuck.
was driving me fucking insane. So
Yeah,
then
they
this comes
suck.
out. This song comes out. And it's a battle cry. It's like like buy it at a store from MTV to on the floor. You look just like a star. It's proof you don't know who you are. I love that, dude. It's kind of like fuck your trends, dude. It's and in a way, it's kind of like a bookmark. This album's like a bookmark concept. The first song to the last two songs is kind of like, fuck your trends. We are who we are. And it's just it was music to my ears. Hearing this shit, hearing Phil scream all that shit, about fuck your magazines and your plastic scene.
Yeah,
I just loved it. And I was like, yeah, man. Because what the fuck is this shit that's going on? What happened to my metal? And
yeah,
this is a band. Pantera were playing big venues, arenas. They could have easily taken that route. Like, look, we're popular. Let's do some poppy shit and be even more
uh,
popular. But they didn't. They planted
yeah,
the flag
yeah.
of metal, and they refused to buckle down. And that's why it's like, you were saying, oh, how can anybody hate this band? Well, I'll take it a step further. How can anybody hate the attitude of this band? You know, like, fuck you. I'm going to stay true. We're going to be metal. We're fucking metal. And this song screamed it from the
Yeah, they
top
were
of its lungs.
proud to be metal, man. They were proud to be metal. Like when Metallica and Megadeth and everybody were like, "Oh no, we're not heavy metal. We're just a hard rock or the rock band Metallica or whatever."
Well, Metallica at the
Pantera.
time was like, oh, call us Talica. Because they didn't want to be called, they didn't even want the metal in the name anymore. Remember
Yeah, and
Talica
putting
and
on fucking eyeliner.
Lars at the Grammy, metal is dead. You know,
Hmm.
I don't forget none of that shit.
No, I
But
don't either, dude. I don't either. And but Pantera could have easily did their own Inner Sandman type song or a Black album and did that, and they didn't. That's why I
and they were
love them so
totally
fucking
capable
much.
of doing it.
Oh yeah, oh yeah, yeah. Absolutely, they could have absolutely went that route, but they consciously stepped away from it, and that's why I love them so much. They had fucking integrity, man. They're like, we're a fucking extreme metal band, and we're going to stay that way.
And I'll never forget seeing this tour at the Miami Arena where Phil said on stage, he goes, Metallica let you down, didn't they? Because Load just came out.
Yeah,
And he's like, we
yeah,
will never let you down. We'll stay fucking metal. And I was like, yeah, fuck yeah,
yeah,
Phil. You know,
yeah,
yeah.
exactly.
And this song features Seth from Anal Cunt, which is really bizarre to me. I was like, how did Seth, who hates everything, agree to be on a Pantera album? If anybody I thought would hate Pantera, it would be Seth, because that guy hates everything. But
Yeah,
anyway, the next song, War Nerve, Oh man! Again, I think this one,
Yes.
as badass as the song is, gotta hand it to Phil here. With that spoken word, like for every second that pathetic media pisses on me and judges me for what I am in one paragraph. Look here, bro, blah, fuck you all. I love
Yeah.
it, man. It's because at that time, Phil was getting some negative press. Because the thing about, I mean, we suffer with fake news now, but magazines has always been that way too. They take a little line and they twist it into their own, and it was pissing Phil off. And
Yeah.
he wrote it all on this, and it's heavy, relentless. Another great, great fucking song. I mean, this band is like they just refuse to release anything bad. Love Warner. What do you think?
Man, I fucking love this song. One of the best off this album. Just heavy as hell riffs, lyrics, and the vocals just kill it. Fuck the world for all it's worth, every inch of planet Earth. The tempo changes are great. The drums just sound mammoth. I love the cymbal work from Vinny. They're just fucking awesome, especially those screams at the end. I really dig those, and the song's just extremely heavy, and that's the way I like my metal. I mean, I do like all different kinds of music, and all different kinds of bands, but when I listen to metal, this is my metal, man. It's not fucking Disturbed and Godsmack and all that half-ass shit.
Yep.
I'm gonna listen to heavy metal. I want to hear it fucking heavy, man, not just no half-ass shit. And this song, man, is like one of the best off the album, dude. And I love seeing them play it live too.
Oh yeah, yep. I've seen him play this a couple times. All right, what do you think of the next one? Drag the Waters.
It's probably the closest song to a single off this album, and one of the few with that real Pantera groove. I remember seeing the video for it. It was really dark and powerful. I love what Rex is doing on the bass underneath Dom's solo. Just listen to the bass work. And it's one of Dom's best solos off this album. Just a rocking song, man. I love it.
Me too. Kind of reminds me of Walk a little bit. It's
Yeah,
got
yeah,
that Walk, and it's got cowbell, which is awesome. I love cowbell. And yeah, I've never seen them play this live, which is weird because it was the video. Um,
yeah,
and the video was like intentionally done low budget. You can tell, which was
yeah,
cool. I like that. It's very. They didn't spend no money on it. They wanted to keep it gritty and cheap looking, and Drag the Waters is awesome. I do love it, but I don't understand why it was never played live. It kind of like,
uh,
but I'll tell you the very dark horse on this one is Tens, which is another
yeah.
one I've never seen them play live.
Mm-mm.
This is probably the most dark horse song on the album, one of the most underrated, I think, um, Pantera songs ever. My foes, they can't destroy my body, colliding slow like life itself. You know, I just love that fucking line. And
Yeah,
it's just it's kind of dark, but it's again, the whoring angel rising. Those lines, man. It's like drop into fruitless dying. Just I absolutely love Tens. I think it's very, very I don't know, kind of forgotten, not really thought of much. Not even I don't hear a lot of people talk about Tens, but I think it's a fantastic fucking song. What do you think?
I love the opening kind of smoky riff it's got. This is Pantera branching out on this record. I love the way Phil comes in singing on this one. More of a singing style. I think this one's really, really cool and interesting. I agree with you. It's a dark horse. I've always loved catching a buzz and relaxing to this tune through some headphones. And I love Dom's solo with those harmonies. Just, it's a great song, man. I've never seen him play it live either. I don't think, and nobody talks about it a lot. But it's a killer song.
Hell yeah! What do you think of 13 Steps to Nowhere?
Man, they're tuned down so low on this one, and several of the songs off this album. It's another experimental song to my ears. Damn, those double bass drums sound great. Vinny really shines on this one and throughout this album. I really dig it. It's just another jamming tune.
Yeah, I love it too. Actually, when we were asked to do the Pantera tribute album, this was the song I wanted to do, but I got outvoted by the band because I wanted to do 13 Steps because, again, like Tens, it's not a song very talked about. I think this is a song I could have nailed. I don't think I could have nailed Tens. That's why I didn't bring that one up. But I love this song. I did see him play it live once at that Miami Arena show. It was very early in the tour. I don't know if this song survived later in the tour because I never
Yeah.
seen him play it. But man, I just love that. Your window boarded up, your private life's exposed. The
Oh yeah.
structure of his singing. The talk show, pump it up, lab rats disease for slow. You know,
Yeah. You could have nailed that one, dude.
yeah, I think I could have, man. And this was definitely a song that I wanted to do, and I think the band could have done a great job on this. But we ended up doing then everybody's like, no, let's do Primal Concrete Sledge. I was like, all right, I'm cool with that. I like that song.
Yeah, it's a great
But
song.
I was like, but 13 Steps. It's kind of like not really talked about as well. And so another one of my favorites, probably third favorite. Nah, man, maybe fourth favorite because there's some good shit coming up.
Yeah.
What do you think of Suicide Note Part 1?
Man, the more I listen to this song, I love it even more. Pantera really trying different things. The acoustic guitar sounds great, and Phil Anselmo really shines here. I love his singing on this song. It's haunting and beautiful. The lyrics are, of course, about suicide and brilliant. They played this one over the PA system on the 101 Proof tour I saw with them, from what I remember. And then they come out opening up with the next song, and it flows perfectly into the next fantastic track. But this is a really good song. I love it.
Me too. This is like, wow, look, Pantera really slowed down now, but really dark lyrics about, try to die again. And, it's just a song about desperation. And you can
Yeah.
feel it in his voice. At this time, Phil is also, going through, some, mental torture. This is when he started to, separate from the band and be a little more isolated, and you can hear it in the lyrics to this. As I believe, this album was recorded with Phil in New Orleans,
Right at Trent
sending them.
Reznor's studio.
Yeah, he was sending them, his vocal performances. It wasn't a band thing like before, but I absolutely love it. And yeah, it goes into what I would think is probably the heaviest Pantera song ever. Suicide Note
Yeah.
Part 2 is just sporadically insane. It's just so fast and heavy and uncompromising, and it's like, oh my god, yeah, that's right. You'll never hear this shit on the radio because it's just so fucking intense, and the way he sings it, and that whack, 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 the fucking
Yeah.
Dime's fucking guitar playing. It's just sporadically. It's just an insane fucking song. I love Suicide Note Part 2. And yes, that, and you reminded me, that's how it was when I saw the 100 Proof as well. They played Suicide Note Part 1 through the PA with reefer plants, spinning,
Yes.
spinning on
Yes.
the, in the background. And then they came out with this song, and it was just like, man, and that was the most brutal fucking Pantera pit I was ever in, because it was at the West Palm Beach Auditorium, huge floor, no seats, and it was just fucking mind blowing good. Suicide Note Part 2. What do you think?
This is the top three of my favorites off this album, and sometimes it's my favorite track. Uh, it's just so damn brutal and heavy. It could hang fine with the best Slayer all damn day for me. Even anything off Rain and Blood, it can hang right with it. I fucking love it. Dimebag does some pretty bitching guitar work on this one and kills that whammy pedal out. That effect, dude. He just kills it out. And it's just so tuned down low and nasty and fast and heavy, man. It is just like them in their prime. Just, you just couldn't fuck with them, dude. You just could not fuck with Pantera at this point.
Hell yeah. Now, the next one is called Living Through Me, Hell's Wrath. What do you think of this one?
It's a killer deep cut off this record. I love the production on this album too. Like I said, man, Mr. Terry Date and Vinnie Paul working together always played a big part with that as well. From what I've read, producing their albums, it was Terry Date and Vinnie Paul a lot. And I love the experimental breakdown and spoken word that goes right back into sheer heaviness. Vinny and the rest of the boys are tight as hell, and I love the lyrics too, man. Just a fantastic song.
Fuck yeah, man. Stabbed toward a death. A dirty smelling girl. Shit decision. No provision. Filling vans with juice of chaos.
Yeah,
It's fucking awesome, Dare I say my second favorite on here. And I've never seen him play this live. Very much a deep track, but very God, it's just spitting teeth, oral lust, alley fuck, angel dust,
Angel Dust.
anal whore, bleeding knees. It's time like this to pray for murder. God damn, this song rules. And yeah,
Fantastic.
that middle section is like very odd. It goes into this dark fucking, I don't know, this vibe where it's not even music. And that spoken, and then it comes right back to fucking that
Yeah,
riff, dude. That gang. Dude, I love living through me. But I gotta tell you, bro. To me, in my opinion, man, Dime's greatest moment is in the next tune.
me too.
Floods. Floods to
Me
me
too.
is, oh my God, if you had any doubt of how amazing Dimebag was, he brings it. He brings it on Floods. I mean, his guitar playing, his solo, it's my favorite Dime solo ever.
Me too.
It's just so, and the song too. It's like, it's beautiful. It's heavy. It's dark. It's slow. I love the sound effects with the thunder and the rain, and that little mellow riffage that Dime is doing, and that flood. Dude, this thing, if you were to, all right, Strength Beyond Strength is my favorite Pantera song, but if you were to say, what's Pantera's masterpiece, I would say it's Floods.
Me too.
I think it's just so original. It's just, I don't know. It's hard to describe in words. Let's just say it's fucking brilliant. What do you think?
This is my favorite song off this album. It's epic, haunting, just metal genius. Phil's vocals and lyrics are right there with some of his best, but Dimebag just steals the show here. His playing and guitar tones are unreal. The guitar part / melody right before the solo really rips, and it's so cool. And then he just lets a solo rip so hard. It's my favorite Dimebag guitar solo, and a lot of people's. And his feeling, his sound, his emotion. It's everything you could ever ask for. And to me, that's just another example why he is the best overall metal guitar player ever in my book. And the lyrics, and at night, they might bait the pentagram, just wash away the day, take us with the floods. And that the outro on the guitar right at the end of the song is just so beautiful to me. That little part he's playing when it fades out. It just is just a song that you have to hear and listen to really, you can't even describe it good enough as far as I'm concerned about how awesome this song is. And it's just my favorite one off this album and my favorite Dimebag solo ever, dude. It is a fucking masterpiece.
Oh yeah. All right, the next song I would consider the last track. I mean, you might as well combine both the Underground America and Sandblasted Skin. It's pretty much one song. You know, it's
Yeah.
hard to separate both because to me it just sounds like one song. What do you think of it?
This song is so damn heavy. I loved it right away. It's tuned low, and the band just crushes grunge dead on this one. I really think the lyrics are bitching, and Benny and Rex tear it up. That the breakdown in the middle part is so badass. It's got a sweet solo from Dime, but I think really, man, Vinny's probably the MVP of this awesome record, man. I just thought he just did some amazing drum work on here, and the part two of the Sandblasted Skin is the it's a fucking strong metal album closer, maybe their strongest way to close out an album so far. Just face melting, exterminate. It's all fake, and the trend is dead. I mean, man, just that riff 2 minutes in reminds me, and Sandblasted Skin reminds me heavy of Black Sabbath. I love the way it fades out and then creeps back in for
Yeah.
that part. And this band never once let me down, not once, man. And this what a way to close out this killer album. That's a dark horse in their popular albums, as far as I'm concerned.
Well, I have to agree with you. I think this is the strongest ending. Uh,
Think
yeah,
how Far Beyond and Vulgar and Cowboys ended. I think this is the strongest ending, man, probably
yeah,
of
yeah.
the ones we're
Uh,
talking about.
and it really does put a cap on the album of what they were trying to achieve, what they were trying to say, what they were trying to say musically. But unlike the albums before, I mean, you had This Love and Planet Caravan, but this one, you had Floods and Tens and Suicide. It did have
Yeah,
some textures that others
yeah,
didn't have,
yeah,
but remaining, still keeping that heaviness that we're used to with Pantera. So it's a great evolution album, I think. And
yes,
when I see people say, "Oh, that's their best album," I was like, I don't blame you for thinking that because it is a damn
yeah.
fine album. And yeah,
I
maybe the
can't
most
blame
underrated
anybody.
of the later stuff.
Yeah, yeah, I think so, man. I definitely think so, and I can't blame anybody if this is their favorite album too. Maybe it might be mine one day. It's gonna be hard to top Far Beyond Driven for me, but this album just stands right up there with it, man. And there's no let up from the beginning to the end on this album, dude. There's a couple songs that are mellow in between, but it's another face melting album from them, man. And they definitely didn't let their fans down. That's why I love them so much, man.
Oh yeah. The next one is the official live 101 proof, 1997. What do you think of this album overall?
I really loved this album. I was so happy when they put this album out. Um, I think they did a good job on the mixing and mastering of this album. I thought it represented Pantera well. It gave a good example why they were so powerful and they were the best live band ever, in my opinion. I didn't see original Van Halen back in the day, but out of all the great metal bands I've seen at their peak, Slayer, Megadeth, Anthrax, Metallica, I think they were the best live metal band I've ever seen, man. And each song on this album, if you want to talk about it a little bit, cool. But either way, man, I went through this album a couple nights ago, listening to it and taking a little bit of notes, and just reminding me how killer this live album is, dude. It is a bitchin' live album, dude.
With two studio tracks.
Yeah, yeah, two new studio tracks. Yeah, yeah, I took notes on them too, man. And that was a surprise when this come out at the time too, and everybody was happy to hear some new Pantera because it had been a while. So yeah, killer new tracks, man. So you let me know where you want to go in discussion with this one. I'm
Well, I
ready.
mean, yeah, I mean, we already talked about all the songs basically, so
Yeah.
we should talk about the studio tracks. Where you come from? For me, I mean, it could fit on any fucking album that they released in the
Oh
later
yeah.
years. It has that vibe. It's a great, great song, and I can say the same thing about I Can't Hide. I do love them both. If I had to pick, again, Where You Come From will be my pick on this. Oh wait, we didn't do that for
Oh, we didn't.
Southern Trendkill.
No, we didn't. We didn't, did we? Nope, we didn't, man.
My favorite would be Floods. And again, you heard me talk about it. I loved it, but it's just like all the songs more. Drag the Water. I would put it at the bottom.
See, my favorite is Floods, and oh man, it's a rough one. Oh man, yeah, I think Drag the Water's probably my least favorite, and I love it to death. But yeah, off the top of my head, yeah, it's probably my least favorite off that one. Gun to my head. So yeah,
So,
yeah,
what do you
man.
think of the two studio tracks on the live album?
I loved both of them. Where You Come From, these two songs were a happy surprise from them to throw two new songs on this album. I really loved them. Don't get me wrong. I go back and forth on whether I'd rather have these two new tracks or have two more, epic live Pantera tracks in their place. I'm kind of torn on that one, but I really dig this one. It's a classic Pantera sound. I thought it could have went on any of their albums. Dime's tone sounds so thick to me, and Vinny's snare has that big pop. I really do like it, and it's got a great Dime solo.
Right on. Which one do you like more out of the two studio tracks?
I gotta say Where You Come From.
Yeah, I
Uh,
agree with you there.
I love I Can't Hide. It's like a fast, thrashy, old school vibe on that one. Sounds something
Right.
like it could have come from that Cowboys from Hell era, I think. It does have that kind of B-side feel vibe to it, but it's still jamming as hell. I got no complaints about it. That's for sure, man.
All right. Now we're going to the final one, Reinventing the Steel. And man, I've seen people bash on this one, and I don't get it personally because I think
Uh,
this album is fucking awesome. Um, it's got so many classics, but looking back on Pantera, this one I think gets overlooked a lot, and
oh yeah.
I just think it's fucking awesome. What do you think of this album?
Man, I love this album, and I don't get any kind of let down from anybody else on this album. You know, I think they kept taking it to a higher level through Vulgar, Far Beyond, and Tranquil. But on this one, I thought what they tried to do was take a little bit off of each of the albums that came before it and kind of give you that blend of that sound off each of those albums and kind of put it in a blender. And I think this album's got everything from the last few albums, but it's definitely got its own unique feel to it too. And I fucking love this album, dude. I was definitely not disappointed by it, put it that way. And it was just another killer Pantera album as far as I'm concerned, man. And if we get into the songs, man, I love some songs off this album, dude.
What do you think of Hellbound, the first one?
That's the perfect album opener. I love the flanger effect on Dom's guitar. The song's heavy as fuck. Band sounds great, and I love Phil's voice during this period of this album and that last tour they did. Man, I thought he just sounded really fucking strong. And Dom using that whammy pedal again. I think he was the best I ever heard using that effect with those high screams and everything. And I think it's a fucking great song, dude.
Hell yeah, man! The beginning, I just love how this song starts. The
Dom, Dom.
flange,
Yeah, yeah.
and yeah, dude, and the way Phil sings this shit, he's like screaming, and then he does that, and the dragons live inside my mouth, and it speaks in tongues the word hellbound in Forward, Texas.
Yeah,
Fucking
dude.
badass
So
way to start.
heavy.
You know, snakes in southern flames. I love that shit.
Yeah.
Fucking
Yeah.
amazing song. Hellbound. Perfect opener. Perfect opener.
Yep.
Next one, Goddamn Electric. Goddamn, this song fucking rolls. I mean, how can you not love a song that says your trust is in whiskey and weed and Black Sabbath? And
Yeah.
your trust is in whiskey and weed and Slayer. It's
Yeah.
goddamn electric. Don't fake your life. Inhale it, dude. I mean, how you can't get more badass than that, dude. What do you think of Goddamn Electric?
I love it. Everything you said about it with the lyrics about Slayer and Black Sabbath, dude. I think a certain kind of hardcore headbanger loves this band. And if you love Pantera, you usually automatically love Sabbath and Slayer, and Merciful Fate and all those killer great bands, and I definitely am a fan of all of them. And the solo from Dime is bitching, and the solo from Kerry King towards the end that he did
Yeah.
with it. Oh man, fuck yes, man. I regret missing the very last Pantera tour. I saw them for the last time on Ozfest 2000, and I seen them twice. I think 97 and 98 maybe on the Ozfest. I seen them twice on the Ozfest. I seen them twice before that, and the fifth time I saw them was Ozfest 2000 on this tour. And man, they just killed it. But I wish I could have seen Pantera, Slayer, and Morbid Angel together. I mean, holy shit, that had
Well,
to be
we got. It wasn't Slayer. It was Pantera, Soulfly, and Morbid Angel.
well.
Uh,
That's cool. Yeah, they're
yeah, that was
cool. But
that was the last time I saw them, and it's on YouTube. The full show at Sunrise Musical Theater. And what a show it was!
I got a couple bootlegs from Sunrise, Florida, dude. I
Yeah,
do have that. I think I got the show you were at, dude, at Sunrise,
yeah,
Florida, and
the
this.
Pantera one, right?
Yeah, it's from this tour, dude. I bet
Yeah,
you
I was
anything it's
there.
the same show you were at, dude, and
Yeah, I
it's
was like
fucking
eighth
killed.
row center, man. I was pretty up there. What a fucking show! And yeah, my buddy was upstairs. He fucking filmed it, and his other buddy filmed it. So he did a two cam mix, and it's on YouTube. It's a really great, great show.
That might be where my Mr. X fucking got that video from, because I've got a
Yeah,
shit ton of Pantera bootlegs, and I know one says Sunrise, Florida from this tour.
yeah, that's the one, man. He's the only one that did it, and it's a two cam. It's really well shot. Um,
Yeah, I'm gonna have
but
to find it, man. Dig it out.
and I did see the Ozfest on this tour because I remember they played the next track, which wasn't played at Sunrise, which was Yesterday Don't Mean Shit. And I think this is Phil at his boiling point with all the, talking about glam terror and shit. And he's like, dude, get the fuck over it, because yesterday don't mean shit. It's over is over and nothing between, because tomorrow's the day you have to face. It's just his way. There's this guy that online that, always goofing on Pantera, and he puts up this picture when Phil had the big hair. But
Mhm.
in the picture, he has big hair, but he's wearing a Peace Sells shirt. It's like, well, he may look glam, but he has the best fucking Megadeth on his shirt, The fuck? I mean, that kind of like shows where his brain was at. He may have the big hair, but he loved Peace Sells. Give me a break,
If you read his even Rex's book, man, he talks about when Phil come into the band and he was in the Venom and Celtic Frost and all this extremely heavy shit while they were doing the Van Halen clone shit, and Phil was a big part of getting them to shift the way that they did, going into Cowboys from Hell and so on, because he was the extreme metal guy. So I don't give a fuck, if they were Glam Terror before that. I mean, for the most part, they had a different singer who was trying to be Roth, and they were trying to do the '80s glam thing, and they weren't the same fucking band. And then when Phil comes in, man, he just changed the whole band dynamic. and they had already had power metal written for the most part. He just did the vocals on it. But yeah, his hair was poofed up for like a fucking album, and then they all started changing. But it was a organic change to me. And I know a couple guys. I think we're talking about the same guy. It's always, oh, but they sold out. They were a glam metal band and turned into a metal band. I'm like, dude, it's a natural fucking progression the way the shit went. And how many other bands started out different like that turned into great killer bands? I can name
And,
off a shit ton.
and I like to see pictures of that dude back, in the '80s compared to later on. You know.
Yeah, right. One year I was wearing a Motley Crue Shout at the Devil shirt, and then a year or two later I'm wearing a Rain in Blood fucking shirt. So just because I
Right.
went with a different style of music, so fucking what, man? Everybody goes through changes, but and they were hanging around Metallica and fucking Slayer and King Diamond and Halford and all these real, metal guys, and it was a natural progression, dude. So, obviously I don't give a fuck about anything before Cowboys from Hell. I like some of the older shit. It's all right. I don't ever listen to it because, as far as I'm concerned, Cowboys from Hell was their first record, and it was the Pantera band that I love, dude. And this song, man, they opened up with this song on Ozfest that last time I saw them. I'll never forget it. It's the way they started out, and they fucking killed it. It's an automatic headbanger anthem that's kind of true. Yesterday don't mean shit because tomorrow is the day you have to face. No rewinding time. And I love the guitar riff, Dime sound, Vinny's drum sound, and what a solo Dime rips on this song. Holy shit. Probably my favorite song off this album. It's
Right
very
on.
fucking, yeah.
What do you think of the next one? You've got to belong to it.
I love the tempo shifts and the different time signatures on this one. It really shows off the band and what they could do flipping through those time signatures and different tempos. I think Vinny's the star on this one. Just check out his drumming on this song. He's only second to Dave Lombardo as my favorite metal drummer ever. That's like a 1A, 1B thing. And I think he's got the best drum sound that I have ever heard as far as a metal drummer. His snare and double bass is so thick and pounding, dude. You hear Vinnie Paul's drums, you know who the fuck it is right away. And just like the Van Halen brothers, the Abbott brothers fucking rule, and this is a prime example of it right here.
Right on. Now, I hit a snag here, James. I got to be honest, man.
Okay.
I don't like this one. The first
Really?
Pantera song, yeah, the first Pantera song we've talked so far in this episode. I don't like that. I just don't like it, dude. I always press skip on this song.
Oh, wow.
It just bothers me. So yeah, I'm not a fan. But I'm a fan of the next one. God damn it! 68 into the world born in 70s a breath after the war. God damn, man. Life was confusion because of my age. It's just the shit. This song, the way it starts, that those sound effects don't bother me at all. Actually, I embrace it. I embrace the fuck out of this song. This song is godly, and it's
Yeah.
my favorite. It is my favorite on this album. I just love it. I love the video where they show little flashes of Dickinson and Van Halen and Kiss and all that
Them
shit.
dressed as Kiss, too.
Yeah, and little kids with beards.
Yeah.
It's just a badass fucking. What is my name? It's just so
Yeah.
fucking killer. It's one of my favorite Pantera songs. If I was to list my top 10, this would probably make it in my top 5. I love Revolution is My Name. What do you think?
Yeah, of all time Pantera songs, if it didn't make it my top 5, it's definitely going to my top 10. This is the masterpiece off this record, just showing they haven't lost a step. I thought this record was a good blend of the different Pantera albums, like I said, combined all into one. All the best parts, the heaviness, the groove, the experimentation, the true kings of metal. The song is so badass. Every riff and the video for it, like you said, rules. The breakdown right before the solo between the band is unreal. Dom is killing it, but listen to what Rex is doing on the bass along with him. He's just owning that shit. I think this is maybe the best bass sound Rex has ever had, and some of the best metal bass work ever. I mean, I love the production on this album as well. It's produced loud as hell, man. If you notice when you put it on, you don't have to turn the volume very high to get some volume because it's produced or mastered as a loud sounding record. And what a band to blast out loud. You know, you got to listen to Pantera loud, dude, for sure. It's a fucking great song. It's between this one and Yesterday Don't Mean Shit. Probably is my favorite one, and Hellbound. I think those are probably my top three off here. Just great tune, man.
Yeah, you bring up an interesting point. What Rex does during the solo is
Yeah,
fucking awesome. I love how they don't add no rhythm guitar. It's like bare boned, and it's just
yeah,
beautifully fucking. What a great solo, and in that part after, it's just the shit. What do you think of Death Rattle Shakes?
I love the title of this one. It's very damn heavy, and again, listen to those drums, just annihilating it. I love Phil's voice and lyrics too. A nice, heavy, fast metal song. I thought perfectly placed here on this album. Hell yes. And one thing I like to add to the last one, like you're talking about, you know how the old Van Halen records, a lot of times Eddie didn't put a guitar track under the solo. He just,
Right.
you just had bass there. And to me, that's what Pantera did a lot, man. They would just leave that space open and let Rex just walk all over it, man, and do his thing, man. And that's what I loved about it, man. Because Rex is a fucking phenomenal bass player, and Death Rattle is just a jamming heavy song.
I agree, man. It's a fucking heavy tune. I love, I just love that Death Rattle Shakes, that part. And it's just so infectious. And of course, those fucking lyrics, disease of eyes, addict blindfold, reduced to the realms of death. Death Rattle Shaking, it's just the shit. All right, the next one,
Yeah,
we'll grind that axe for a long time. I pretty much put this in par with Death Rattle. It's kind of got that same vibe, kind of like very heavy hooks on We'll Grind That Axe for a Long Time. I love the lyrics. Follow close, the train of fools, just like them, just like you. It's just so cool. I
yeah.
love this one as well, man. What do you think of We'll Grind That Axe for a Long Time?
It was instantly one of my favorite songs off this album. I love everything about it, period. The riffs, the sounds, the band, Phil's lyrics. They're just spot on as always. The smell in the air is chicken shit. I fucking
Yeah,
love that line,
yeah.
dude. How could you not love this fucking tune, man? It's just a great song with some crunchy uh guitar work and hooks in it, man. I just thought, perfect song, dude. Couldn't complain any about it at all.
Nice. What do you think of Uplift?
This one kind of has a hardcore punk kind of vibe to it. I really dig it. Gun to my head, it might be my least favorite off here, but I still fucking love it. And it destroys about every band in the 90s not named Slayer. Just great lyrics and vocals from Phil. I think he shines here on this one. And damn, I love his voice. My favorite metal singer ever.
My favorite line, run headfirst into traffic, a mindset of annihilation.
Yeah.
I love this song, dude. This song to me is kind of like the dark horse on the album. Kind of like this would be the sister song of "Living Through Me" from the last album. Never played live, I don't think, but it's
Mm-mm.
heavy. It's got that kind of hooky traditional metal almost riffage. And Vinny's drumming opens the song, and it's got that weird sound effects that Dime's known for. Very ugly sounding, like wow. Uh,
Yeah.
I think it's a great, great song. One of my favorites on here, actually. All right, then we go. It makes them disappear. This one I love. I have nothing bad to say about it, but you can tell it's by listening to it, this will not be played live. But it's a
Nah.
song that bridges the album fine. It's like it may be a filler, but I ain't skipping it.
Nah.
I love it. It makes them disappear. I think it's a great, great song, and there's absolutely nothing bad I can say about it. Other than the song I told you I didn't like off the album, I would put this one, maybe above it as my least favorite as well. But I still love it. What do you think it makes them disappear?
This one has that Trendkill experimentation on it to me. As I think it's a killer deep cut off this album, like you said. I love the different tracks and styles of guitar on this. I love the grooving main riff. I love Phil's vocals here. Excellent example of why he's my favorite singer. I really love Dime's smoking guitar solo. And Rex is playing in tone underneath that solo, just like we're talking about. It happens so many times, and I just think it's a classic Pantera.
Nice. What do you think of the last track? I'll cast a shadow.
Man, this is like got to be in my top 3 or 4 favorite off this album. I fucking love this song, and what a strong way to close the album out too. I love the song title, Phil's lyrics and vocals, and the band just sounds incredible. Uh, to me, it's proof they were still firing on all cylinders. You know, and I just wish it could have continued, man. I only wish I could have seen this tour with Slayer, Morbid Angel. Like I said, that's like a real metal tour as far as I'm concerned. And yes, I love this song and love this album. Absolutely, man.
Well, like I said about the last album, I was like, the Underground in America and Sandblasting is like the best ending on a Pantera album. But even when I was saying that, if you listen back, I kind of like stall a little bit because I knew what was coming next. I think this is the greatest ending to any Pantera album. Fucking amazing fucking song. Definitely a
Yeah,
grower. Definitely a grower because I didn't get it on the first listens. Didn't dislike it, but the more I listened to it, the more I realized how special. Because this song is very, I mean, it has this, it doesn't sound like Floods, but it has that masterpiece quality like Floods. I'll Cast a Shadow is brilliant. I just love the way it's, when I die, I cast a shadow. When I rise, I'll cast a shadow. I think everything, I can say, oh, Phil's lyrics shine on this, but no, I think the music matches the lyrics. And I think it's what an appropriate ending to Pantera, too, this song. Now you look back in
yeah,
retrospect,
true.
knowing this is the very last song on the very last Pantera album, and it's just such a fucking great song. And I remember when I got to see the tour, when they did play this, and Phil went into this long rant about this song will be remembered one day. Pay attention to this one. It's like I have a feeling this may have been his favorite song off this album. But it is an epic, and I'd say the masterpiece on this album is "I'll Cast a Shadow," and definitely deserves to be. Well, it should be praised more actually, but fucking great
Yeah,
track.
I
But
agree, man.
there you go, James. We did it, bro. We breezed through all the Pantera albums from 1990 to 2000. And this was great, dude. Did you have a good time?
Yeah, man, I had an awesome time, man. You know how much I think of you, man, and all the stuff you do, and I'm really grateful and honored to have been on your show with you. I wanted to be Air Vault for a long time, and I always thought, man, if he ever does the Pantera discography, damn, I hope I'm on that one, because I knew that'd
Uh,
be something I can elaborate on and speak about it with passion, and everybody that knows me in life knows what this band means to me. And I told my girlfriend Cherry, for like the whole past week, man, I'm gonna be on with Ralph doing Pantera. I gotta study every night, and I stood up several nights, dude, to 12 or 1 in the morning, just taking notes and trying to get my shit together because I wanted to be good, man. I didn't want to
and
let
you
you
were,
down
dude.
because
You fucking nailed it, bro.
you never let me down, dude. You understand? So I just wanted to do the same for one night,
You
Man,
achieved
I'm just
that,
so
dude. You were
happy.
great, and I liked your explanation on each song. It's very genuine. It shows you are a real fan, and
Oh yeah, dude.
fuck the haters.
Oh man, I don't even understand that, man, until I joined social media and Facebook, which, really my main purpose was to support your old show and everything you do. And, when you first started talking about some of the guys you knew that hated Pantera, I was like, what? How is that fucking possible? Because I get all the shit with the half-ass bands that copy them after that, and I do agree. Most of them fucking suck. And yeah, if you want to, I guess it was Pantera. I don't know if you call it their fault, but it was definitely their influence and stuff. But like I hear it with Lamb of God, but they're their own kind of band too. And I love that fucking band, and I love Devil Driver, and there's a few other metal bands out there, but man, nobody ever come along and be as great as Pantera to me, man. It's just a once in a lifetime band. And personally, I hope they do a tribute tour, get it together with Phil and Rex and two competent musicians. I'm personally hoping that Zach could do it because I think he'll play like Dime and use Dime's rig and stuff and lay off some of the squills that are part of his style. And I want Dave Lombardo on the drums, dude. I just think he would so do Vinny justice. And I hope that happens, man. So all these young kids can hear those great songs again and at least get an inkling of what they fucking missed.
Yeah, I feel bad for anybody that's a Pantera fan and then never got to see them because it was really a special event. I mean, there was just something about Phil's stage presence. I mean, that guy could command an audience like he's totally different than David Lee Roth. 100%. It's like the other side of the coin, but both of them knew how to grab an audience with the palm of their hand and just Phil had a way. I remember him saying shit like, "I want to see some movement out there. I'm watching you like a hawk," and everybody would go fucking ape shit when the song would kick in. Because
Yeah,
everybody obeyed Phil.
they were
He's a
so powerful.
they were extremely powerful in the band and so into it. And I never saw a shitty Pantera show. They were all amazing.
Oh, no, no, me neither, man. And I thought when I saw Slayer on Clash of the Titans in 90 or 91, they were doing the Seasons in the Abyss album. And man, that was so fucking awesome. I'm like, man, I'm never gonna see this power from a fucking band again, probably the rest of my life. And then Pantera come along and just totally blew me away, man. And every time I saw them, they were just better and better and better. And they'll never be touched again as far as I'm concerned. And anybody that doesn't like them is a metal fan. I just don't fucking understand you. I don't know what your fucking ears are hearing. I just don't get that at all, man. Even if you're a musician, even if they're too heavy for you, you gotta appreciate Dom's playing and the band's playing, even if you don't like the vocals or whatever. I mean, those guys were virtuosos.
Yeah, I mean, I can understand somebody that doesn't like heavy stuff not like them, And yeah, and appreciate
Right.
musicianship, but people that like heavy stuff and not like them, that's perplexing to me. But whatever, it's their
Yeah.
fucking loss. Fuck them.
Yeah. Yeah. It's
Does
perplexing, man. And
it
I
doesn't?
wanted to get
Go ahead.
you on. Yeah, when we were on the Freeform Rock podcast and talking about Pantera towards the end of it, man, I don't know if we're going to do the Far Beyond Driven review or not. We went back and forth on that, but one of the guys on there was saying that he made a post that Dimebag was overrated,
Yeah,
and
fuck.
the drumming on Far Beyond Driven was weak. Just let that sink in for a second, dude.
I'm trying, but it ain't working.
Yeah, yeah, exactly. But this was coming from a guy who said Poison was better than Pantera. So
Oh, now it's sunk in. It's sunk in really good
yeah,
now. Now I can understand
yeah,
why he would say that. He likes Poison
mhm,
more than Pantera. Oh, I understand. His
yeah,
taste is shit.
yeah, 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 yeah. Pretty fucking much, dude. So
A fucking band, like, guitar player sounds like he's being thrown down a flight of steps during a guitar solo. Does the bass player actually play bass? The drummer
yeah,
can't even sit down when he's playing drums, and Brett Michaels has to be the most lifeless vocalist I ever heard in my life.
yeah, dude.
It's all looks, you know.
Yeah,
If they
yeah.
all
That's
if they
all it
look
is.
like Accept or Motorhead, Poison would never have made anything out of themselves.
Oh no, absolutely not, man. And fortunately, I've had to see them twice, and they're both times they were just fucking terrible, and
You know what I
just
mean?
to
Poison.
saying some shit like that just blows my mind.
Hell yeah. Well, brother, thank you so much, man, for being part of this. And we'll discuss something else in the future. Um, you'll be back on my show. Uh, I got a lot of ideas, but I'll run them through you. Um,
Cool.
but you will definitely be back on the Vieira Vault, and I thank you so much for joining me, James. You rule. All right, that brings an end to the Pantera discography from 90 to 2000. Want to thank James West, great supporter, great dude, awesome time. All right, you know what time it is. Follow me. Back inside the Vieira Vault, and I'm going to play you something that I'm pretty sure is pretty rare. As far as I know, this has never been released. If it has been released, I don't know about it. And it features Dimebag Darrell on vocals and guitar. Not sure who's on the bass. Maybe it's Rex. Sure does sound like it's Vinnie Paul on the drums. This is total Pantera. I mean, the riffs you can tell is total Dimebag. This song rips. Turn it up. It's called Caged in a Rage. rage in a rage! Damn, that killed. Anyway, that's the end of another Vieira Vault, my friends, and I'm sorry. You noticed there was 2 weeks that I didn't put nothing up because I was in the hospital. I talked about it on Facebook and on YouTube, so you guys are probably aware of all the bullshit I've been through. But I'm better now. And it's time to plow on, man. Roadblocks happen in life. You just gotta crush it. But take care of yourself, or that roadblock is gonna spank your ass. Thank you so much for listening. I love you all, especially you that are still listening now, man. Thanks for listening to this episode, or the episodes that were stronger than all. Pantera rules, and so do you. Schmack 'em a gab.